Of an economicsy type topic, very topical at the moment. How do banks create credit? Now, this is one of those topics that can take up an entire degree course. There are professors and Nobel Prize winners out there grappling with it, so don't expect too much rocket science from this video. This is a beginner's guide to how credit creation works, and I'll be throwing in a couple of other bits of jargon that are popularly associated with it. What is the money multiplier? Don't worry, I'm going to tell you that in a moment. And how does fractional reserve banking work? Okay, so all of that in one video, but essentially it boils down to this. What is credit creation? And more importantly, when people talk about the money supply, what do they mean? Is it possible to have more than one definition of the money supply? And the answer is yes, it is. And I'll try and explain why that is in just a moment. Now then, a hypothetical scenario. Allow me a bit of artistic license here, okay? Imagine this is an island, okay, surrounded by shark-infested water. Shark, right? Another shark. Right, so it's an island, and you are washed ashore on this island. Now, bear with me, there is a point to this, all right, with £100. Now, I admit it's a fairly unlikely scenario so far, but bear with me. So, as far as you know, there's just you on the island, and you've washed ashore and you go, oh, £100. All right, somehow that survived the fact you've just been in the sea. All right, and you're thinking, right, well, I've got £100. I don't know anything about this island. It could be full of wild animals or cannibals or anything. So I'm going to wander around and see if I can find myself something to spend £100 on, and blow you down if the first thing you don't find on the island, isn't it always the way, is a bank. Okay, so you think, right, well, I've got £100, just washed up on an unfriendly island, so maybe what I better do is put this money somewhere safe for the time being. All right, so you find a bank and you think, right, I know what I do. I'll go in and I'll put the money on deposit at the bank. All right, because until I can find something to spend it on, it's probably safer in there. All right, so you put your £100 into the bank. All right, so there it goes. Now, then you sort of wander off. Try not to get eaten, right? Now, the bank makes a quick calculation, okay? It thinks, right, if Tim comes back in half an hour's time, how much of that £100 do I need to keep back? Now, you might say £100, but actually that's unlikely. When you go to the cash point machine, you don't generally drain the entire account, okay? You take £50 out or £10 or something, right? So the bank's going to be thinking, I need to hold some of this £100 back, but I don't necessarily need to sit on my whole £100 just in case Tim happens to want some out of the cash point machine tomorrow morning or comes back in and asks to withdraw it. So maybe what I'll do is I'll hold back £10, okay, and I'll lend out the remaining 90. Now the bank has a customer who wants to borrow money. So the bank keeps £10 back and lends out 90 to that customer. All right, and the reason that customer wants the money is they want to trade. All right, they want to buy something with it. So if you're following me now, the £90 in the form of an IOU, if you like, the customer wants to buy some goods. All right, and so basically they do a trade, and this person who they've just traded with then decides to put the £90 for safekeeping back into the bank. And the bank thinks, okay, I better hold 10% of that back in case this customer comes back looking for money tomorrow morning. So the bank keeps £9 and then lends out 81. Now, I'm running out of island here, but you probably get the idea. With a 10